We've been growing winter wheat about 7 years now. I remember my dad tried it back in the early 80s, but he didn't have much success because he was seeding it on summer fallow, and there was a lot of winter kill issues. But we got back into it a few years ago because we knew that there was better varieties out now, and of course now with direct seeding it made it a lot more feasible to seed it into the standing canola stubble. We've used more winter wheat lately compared to other cereals just because it's just been a better fit for us on our farm. And one thing that we like about it is we pre-harvest the winter wheat and try and straight combine it as much as possible, and that allows us to, the next year when we seed our flax, we usually have a very clean stubble that we're seeding into. Now that we've got better varieties and are direct seeding it into standing stubble, winter kill isn't as much of an issue anymore. Since I've started growing it, I've never lost a crop due to winter kill yet. In the spring, that seeding window seems to be becoming tighter and smaller and more narrow, and if we just have 1,000 acres less to seed in the spring, it makes the remainder of our crops to be seeded a lot less stressful. Anytime you can seed an acre in the fall and have one less to seed in the spring, in our area, that's a huge advantage. Generally, your winter wheat will be combined earlier than your spring seeded crops, and at that time of the year, most elevators have more space because they've shipped out a lot of the past year's crop. So it's very good timing that if you have this crop coming off early and the elevator's got space, it works out really well to deliver it because you just don't have the space constraints, and you don't have a lot of trucks at the elevator and lineups. It works out really well to get it in quickly. I have a lot of neighbors who are big farmers, and they tell me that in the fall their focus is on harvest, and they just can't get their heads around the fact that they'd have to maybe shut down harvesting operations to go seeding. They just want to get harvesting done. But I think a lot of it is just a mindset change. It seems like we always get a spell of wetter weather in harvest whereby you can't go combining, and that allows a farmer the opportunity to pull the drill out and maybe get a few acres of winter wheat seeded. So I think in time, more farmers are going to be willing to try that. If you were to compare winter wheat to other cereal options, I think you'd find that winter wheat would probably pencil out at the top of the list. Another reason is just the opportunity to get started your harvest operations earlier in the fall, because the winter wheat will mature, not always, but usually ahead of any of your other spring seeded crops.